Hi, and welcome to POSTCAST tonight. David Locke along with Ron Boone. The Jazz play very, very well tonight, losing in preseason 103-99. We really saw great defensive effort in the first half. It was a very fast-paced game. I think I pointed out there were 50-plus possessions, and they had allowed below 50 points. The same held true in the third quarter. I mean, the focus of this camp has been defense. I know Ty Corbin wants to win games and get that feeling, but I'd have to say, if the coach is really honest and we got him in a quiet moment, they'd be pretty pleased with the defensive effort they got tonight.
Yeah, 42%. I mean, and again, that's the range that they would like to keep their opponents at. And but the big thing here is the Jazz turned the basketball over too many times. I'm sorry, the Jazz shot 42%, 38% for the Clippers, which is awfully good. So with that, I'm sure they're very, very pleased, but not very pleased with the way the Jazz turned the basketball over, especially late in the fourth quarter.
Jazz put the Clippers on the line 47 times tonight would be the defensive weakness. But otherwise, really, rotations were strong. Three-point shooting was only 5 of 18 for the Clippers. I mean, everything we've seen these guys really put their focus and work on, I think that has to feel it. And I thought we just saw the team for the first 43 minutes, which I think is going to be a storyline that we talk about quite a lot for maybe all year, or at least for the first half of the year, is the inability of this team to know how to finish games. We'll get to that in a second, but for the first 43 minutes, I thought we saw a basketball team. Big T talked about it yesterday. He saw some signs of chemistry. I thought we began to see a basketball team who knew how to play together.
Well, and the big thing here is protecting the basket and rebounding the basketball. You rebound the ball. You don't give up offensive rebounds. The Jazz end up giving up 10, which is not bad for a fast-paced ball game. And the Clippers get up 83 shots.
I think they only allowed 10 of 54 chances for rebounds there, so I think that's really good, actually.
Absolutely, especially if they don't get points off of those rebounds. But again, you can just see the progress that they're making. You and I have watched them in practice. We know how hard they're working in order to put a good product out there on the floor and try to get off to a good start there in the month of November. And you can just see the progress that they are making. Coach Corbin has made an effort here to give certain guys extended minutes. He played certain guys last night against the Lakers. Now he plays certain guys here tonight. To give them a chance to be out there extended minutes to show exactly what they can do.
All right, you're giving out the Booners this year during ball games, and tonight you gave out 3. One to Derek Favors early. What did you see?
Well, I saw Derek going after getting rebounds. And again, he's rebounding out of his area. He's going to get them. The ball's not coming to him. And then he's rotating in the paint. He's protecting the paint. He got caught a couple of times because he runs into his own man or something like that. But I think he's starting to understand his role, which is going to be very important for him this year, his role on this basketball team. He scored tonight, but I don't think we'll see 25 points out of Derek Favors. What do you have, 24 points out of Derek Favors every night? You know, you might see somewhere around 12 or 13, but defensively and rebounding the basketball, you can definitely see that.
If he does 24 and 17 every night, the Jazz have the greatest contract ever in NBA history. They better hope Derek better hope those incentives are big. You gave the team one at the end of the first quarter, and you also gave Rudy Gobert tonight a Booner. What did you see out of Rudy?
I saw him protecting the basket there as well and going after something. I don't know if conditioning now is starting to play a major part in this, but you saw him going after shots, showing exactly his value is going to be on the team, and he's made some progress. So
was he ever? I mean, you talked to the scouts who saw him for the first time in Chicago and mesmerized by his length. Then saw him at his workout in Salt Lake and said, okay, wait a second, this guy's worked really hard. He's really improved. I mean, I know obviously our scouts had seen him all the way back in France, and if you're a scout, you don't walk into a gym and see a guy with a 7'9" wingspan and not watch everything he does. So they really thought he was limited. Saw him in Chicago, were kind of intrigued, had an amazing workout with the Jazz in the workout. I mean, I was in that room. I think, were you there with me when he blocked Brandon Davies, or were you?
No, I was not.
The doctor's appointment. And the only time you missed, the whole time you missed Rudy Gobert's block of Brandon Davies, which was just stupid. I think I pretty much, if you'd paid attention to me, I knew we were drafting him after that night. And now, where he is compared to there is dramatic. I mean, this guy, I don't want to get too excited of where this progression is going to stop at some point, but the growth he's put in 8 months is really fabulous.
And he will get better when he learns how to use that small frame. He just has to learn how to use it. He's not that strong, but you can use that size and use that small frame to make the job a little easier down there in the paint and not play so straight up. Now he's at 7'1", a wingspan of 7'9". That plays a major role in how he's going to defend people. But there you can make your job a little easier when you learn how to use your body in the paint.
Clippers really focused on getting back in transition, so they weren't crashing the same way we saw some of the Lakers do. Rudy has struggled when there's body contact on his rebounds.
Right.
Tonight, he didn't have a lot of that, so he's had a good rebounding night. The next step is for fans to watch is when he's getting hit and getting jostled, he doesn't have quite the strength to always be able to make the plays he needs to be able to make.
Yeah, brace yourself and initiate the contact yourself. That can eliminate some of that getting pushed off the block and out of position.
Rudy had 20 minutes tonight. He had 12 rebounds and 5 blocks, and some big ones at that. He also had a nice assist and a steal. He had a putback dunk. Ian Clark got extended time tonight. He played 19 minutes. He finished with 8 points. He had 4 fouls. I thought he defended Crawford pretty well. Hit 2 of 5 threes, which is 40%, so you got to take that. He's seeming to learn how to shoot on an NBA level. He's had to change some things.
And I think his offensive game should come around a little bit better than we have seen. But like I said, the first time you and I walked into the gym and watching them go through their drills and their defensive drills, I was impressed with his defense long before I knew about his offensive game.
What we're going to do for point guard while Trey's out, and even when Trey comes back.
There's rumors.
There's rumors. We'll see if they're true, but that's still a real considerable issue. And then closing games. We should touch on that. I don't want to just make everything rosy. The final 5 minutes were kind of a mess. Not kind of. We're a total mess. They just don't. These guys, what did you see? They just don't know how to close. But what specifically are they not doing right?
I think that the close games has to be done as a team right now because we don't have that guy. Gordon, as good as he is, I don't think he's there yet to where you can rely on him in the last 3 or 4 ball games to take it over and make guys better and get them open shots, that type of thing. So it has to be done as a team. Execute your offense, get the type of shot that you want, and go from there. The big thing here, don't turn it over and just don't get caught up because you could just see when the Jazz were trying to go one-on-one or just run a pick and roll on one side of the floor and that the Clippers took them right out of it.
Final 6:57 of the game. The Jazz shoot 6 of 14, and they turn the ball over 4 times in that stretch. So and they had some action at the free throw line. They made 4 of 5. So that was not a great close. They went from being down 84-83 to getting back within 4 by the end, but at one point being down 8. That wraps us up. Good night. The Booners go to Faves, the team for the entire first quarter of work, and Rudy Gobert tonight. Big T gave his T to Gordon Hayward. Thanks for tuning into our broadcast. We'll be with you Friday. Remember, Empty the Noggins available at Locked On Jazz as well. And don't forget, if you missed the Jazz game, that the Jazz Game Rewind will be available for you on iTunes at Locked On Jazz as well as at weareutahjazz.com and 1280thezone.com.